Hey, it's Christy at Christy's Corner Booth. How are you today? Today I wanted to make a video on some finished objects that I have, work in progress, some acquisitions. Maybe I'll talk about some other things. We'll see how that goes when I get to that point. Okay, so my finished objects, surprisingly, I have quite a few. I know that I said that in the past that I don't do a lot of, I don't have a lot of work in progresses or projects going at one time, and that still stands true. But what I do normally do is, I take a bag with me to work, but what I normally do, I keep saying normally, I'll take a bag with me to work but that has yarn in it, and if the project's too big, I leave it at home. But that I'll still take yarn with me to practice other things or start another work in progress. And usually they're going to be small things that I can keep in my bag with me at work. But first off, I want to talk about my locale entry for the crochet along with the Canadian Crocheter and Happiness is Homemade, Karen at Happiness is Homemade. I finished it a few weeks ago, and I think I posted it on Instagram, so it's on there. But I wanted to talk about it and tell you how I made it, how it came up to be. I did a pillow cover for my state. I'm in South Carolina, and this is it. This is the one side. I'm not gonna. You know, it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. I do wish I hadn't have went so far up with the C, made this so long, but anyway, I'm not unhappy completely. It's okay. It's okay. This is the one side, and this is the panel that has the palm tree and the crescent moon. I had a tough time with the crescent moon a little bit, just because I couldn't come across a pattern that that looks like what is on the state flag. So I just kind of, well, I ain't gonna say I winged it. I did use a pattern, and that's one of the things I want to talk about. For this project, I used 4 different patterns that I found. The panels, the 2 panels, the blue and white panels, came from a red heart pattern called the Statue of Liberty. It's a pillow cover too, but the panel part, the stitches that they use to make the panels, is what I use to make these panels. I have it wrote down. Let me. What's on the back side? I had to take notes. I had to write notes down so I wouldn't forget. I'll put all these links in the description box below, so if you wanted to go and check them out, they'll be there. The panels from a red heart pattern pillowcase called the Statue of Liberty. On that one, the panels were there, and then they did an outline kind of like this of Statue of Liberty. The letters are also from a red heart pattern called Mr. and Mrs. Pillows. Mr. and Mrs. Pillows. I found that pattern, and I used that part of the pattern to make the letters, and then I stitched them on, which was, you know, that can be difficult because you don't want it to get out of whack. So letters from a red heart pattern, Mr. and Mrs. Pillows. Okay, the palm tree was from, I think is it Nella's, or I think it's Nella's Cottage, Nella''s Cottage. I follow her on Instagram and Facebook, and I think and she's got a lot of patterns for sale on Etsy, and that's where I purchased. I've purchased a few of her patterns, and that's where the palm tree come from. I started with her pattern, but then ended up just kind of winging it. This is not exactly what hers looks like, but I did base the palm tree off her pattern. The crescent moon, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name, but I did a Google search for Crescent Moon Crochet, or Crochet Crescent Moon, and came up with this design. It starts with, her first name starts with a Z. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't want to butcher it, but it says from Eyes Eye Creation. Again, I will put the link in the description box below and try to put the name and everything in on the video when I go to edit. But that's it, and all I did for the sides is I think I did half a double crochet. I don't know if you can see. On this side, on the white side, I did blue, but I think I did half a double crochet on here, and then on the blue side, I did white, half a double crochet all the way around, and then I sewed it together with, I combined the white and blue, and that's what makes the, I don't know if it's gone, but anyway, that's what the edging is. And this is just where I tied it together. I really haven't, I could pull this out and just unravel it all the way if I wanted to. But I thought it turned out decent. It sits in my living room. But like I said, I had fun making it. It was my first time ever doing anything like this. But it was fun. I love this stitch. I like how it looks. But that's my pillow for the locale. My second project or finished object that I want to talk about is, this is a vintage slouchy beanie by the Lavender Chair. I took like I said, I take a bag with me to work, and what I normally do is just grab some of my scraps that I've balled up or have recently wound up into cakes. But I'll grab just something. I'll just come here and grab something, put it in the bag, and take it with me. And a lot of times I'll start out practicing a pattern, but then once I realize it's not that difficult or whatever, I'll keep going. And so it's not necessarily the colors I would normally do a pattern in, but it's what I have at the time. Anyway, this was just a skein of yarn that I had for a while, that I can't tell you how many times I started using it to make projects, but then just ripped it out. So I finally just went with this. It's not, I really like it. I like the stitch pattern. I can't tell. There it goes. I just think it's really neat. It's a self-striping yarn. It has the long colors, though they don't change real quick. But let me see. I think, yeah, here's the back. I haven't really, but it's supposed to be a slouchy, so I'm just wondering if I should have went longer in the back or at the top to make. I have a big head. I think I have a big head, and so I just wonder if I should have went longer, to make it droop more. I'm not sure. But anyway, okay, can't have messy hair. I thought it was neat. I had one of the ladies I work with at work try it on, and it looked good on her. But it's neat. Like I said, this is the Lavender Chair Vintage Slouchy Beanie. That was probably about a day's worth. I think I did this within a day at work. My third finished object, again, this is where I just grab something out of my stash or my scrap bin and I take it to work and I start on something. This is a pattern. I didn't completely do it verbatim per the pattern. I used the pattern to start it, but then just finished it winging it. This is Snappy Tots Totem Many Colors that she has as part of her long year event that I joined at the beginning of the year, where she sends out, you pay so much, and she sends out a pattern every month. But it's just a little bag. I added some buttons, and it's like a peach color and hunter grain. Not two colors that you would normally see together, but like I said, it's all I had at work, and I just went with it. But I think it would be a good bag just to store things in. Here in where I have my yarn at. I didn't really read a pattern. I just made this up off the top of my head and just sewed it on with some buttons. But it's got a decent size. I mean, you could put a lot of stuff in there. So, but then again, this is Tote of, I used the pattern Tote of Many Colors to start it, but I didn't completely do the pattern from start to finish. I just started it with this. And then the final finished object that I have is my blanket that I've been working on for a while, and I've showed a number of times. That is finished. It is completely finished. It's the Grandma German Shell Blanket by Jonah Martinez. And it's yarn that I used in that I received in December from Yarn Inspirations mystery bags. My goal was to use both pounds of each color. That didn't happen. I got tired of working on it. And I knew if I put it down, I probably wouldn't finish it. So I just stopped. But this is the blanket. I have washed it and blocked it. I have also posted that on not Facebook, but Instagram. But I think it's like a 46 by 46. Somewhere around that. 46 inches. But I think it turned out great. It still has a little bit of ripples in it. I think over time though, that would go away, I think. I don't know. But I did soak it. What I do is I fill my kitchen sink up. I clean my kitchen sink obviously real good before I put anything in it, and I fill it up with warm water, put a little bit of fabric softener in it, and excuse me, I stuff it, but I put whatever I'm putting in there, and I just sit it in there, and I use this wooden spoon that I have to push it down, make sure it gets thoroughly soaked and wet. And I leave it in there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Take it out, roll it up in some towels to try to get the excess water out, and then I lay it on those mats that I showed in my last video. And it was dry within, I guess, 12, 14 hour period. I'll probably hold on to it until I find someone that can use it and just gift it to them. A lot of the projects I don't do for commission. I just do to be doing them, and if I come across someone that I want to give it to, you know, it's there. It's easy to do. Okay, so that is all my finished objects. I do have one other thing that I worked on, but I don't want to show it right now because it's going to be gifted to someone, and I don't want them to see it. But when I gift it, I will make sure to show it before then. Okay, so the next thing I have is the work in progress, which is just a simple chevron ripple wave blanket, however you want to call it. I'm using the pattern by Jada and Stitches. She's got it called, I think it's Chevron Stitches crochet blanket or something. But, and this is red. This is I Love This Yarn. The blue is I Love This Yarn, and the pale yellow is I Love This Yarn. I started on this yesterday. I'm just going to, I've pulled some colors from my yarn stash, and I'm just going to, I don't know if I'll do it evenly, like all the rows be the same number. I may just do like one row of one and then more rows of some, just, you know, make it different. But like I said, I just started on this yesterday, and it's really simple, really easy. I like it a lot. 14 minutes. Okay, we're at 14 minutes. Okay, so that's all I have as far as a work in progress. I don't want to, I was on the Zoom chat the other day, and I was telling them that I was in between projects, which was the truth because I hadn't started that blanket at the time. It just usually takes me, once I finish something, it usually takes me a while to find something that I want to start on again. Okay, I do want to mention that I didn't do this in February. I apologize to Melanie. I meant to show this. I just forget. You know, you just get so much on your mind that things just, you know, it's hard to keep up with everything. But back in February, Melanie from Stitch, so she sent me a card, thinking of you card for Valentine's Day, and I never officially brought it up in one of my videos, and so I want to make sure I did that because it's great. I do appreciate that, to be thought of that way. It's very nice. Carla from Crochet CJ sent me a St. Patrick's Day card with 2 stitch markers in there. I don't have the stitch markers in here with me, but they are greatly appreciated. Thank you, Carla. It's very nice of you. I do appreciate that. I do have some acquisitions. I have posted on my Instagram account my ball winder or yarn winder that is I have used greatly since I think the night I got it, I had just about all my scrap yarns balled up, and I was surprised at how much yarn I had that was considered scrap. So I'm going to try to find something that I can do with that as far as a project. I was thinking of another blanket, maybe like a granny stitch or something blanket. But I believe that's it for right now. As far as the yarn swap that I'm participating in, and I guess co-hosting with Llama Mama Kayla, the name, we've all got our names, and everybody's hopefully in the process of getting their project or package together to send off. I've been in communication with my partner, and I'm looking forward to it. So, but that's about it, I think. I can't think of anything else. Of course, I always think of something after I stop the video. But anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.